We've lived in sneakers for the last 18 months, more so than usual, but less people are strolling into Foot Locker at the mall like I did as a kid to pick them out. More and more folks are buying these direct to consumer. How is that factoring into your vision for the future of the company?
Well, Emily, thanks for having me. We had a really great quarter. And, one of the things that we talked about this morning was actually the traffic was up in our stores versus a year ago. Now, a year ago, stores were just starting to reopen. But, we're a digital first company. We want to connect with the consumer on all the digital channels, all the social channels, and where the customer decides to shop, whether they click buy on the app or the website or they come into the stores. I'm really channel agnostic. The biggest part for us is to make sure that we create that deep engagement with our consumer from a digital perspective. So, the malls are continuing to try to redefine themselves. We continue to pivot out of some malls and into some more important street spaces for us. And we've got a lot of strategy involved with timing the right connection to the community. So building more community-based stores across the U.S. and across the markets that we operate in.
Now, brands are also going direct to consumer, including Nike. Nike, however, has chosen Foot Locker as a strategic partner. How important is that relationship, and where do you see that going?
Well, I think it's critically important, right? Nike brings a lot of heat to the marketplace. They create great sneakers. They create great stories. They're a great technology company in terms of advancing, both fabrics and apparel and footwear. Composites that can really create the next generation of sneakers. And you see it on the track and field, you see it on the road races, et cetera. That will all be commercializable over time. So the relationship with Nike is critical to us. They do a great job in the industry, and we're proud to be their partner and proud to sell a lot of Nike products.
Sneakers are also becoming collectible items. I spoke to the CEO of StockX yesterday, which of course is direct to consumer, making the argument that people are investing in apparel, in sneakers as a collectible instead of investing in stocks. Take a listen to this from Scott Cutler.
This next generation consumer is changing their thinking about what it means to invest today. They're looking at physical assets that are actually more like investment assets. So they're seeking out culturally relevant items in the physical world, and they're making investment decisions around that. That's certainly a new trend.
How big do you think this sneaker collectible trend is, and does it fit into what you're trying to do?
Well, sure it does, right? I mean, we believe that the sneaker ecosystem is massive, right? Kids certainly do look at investing in sneakers, and we operate in an industry that's got a bit of a constrained supply, which creates the opportunity to invest and see prices and things go up. We made a significant investment in GOAT, which is a competitor of StockX. We made a minority investment back in 2019 because we believe that the sneaker ecosystem, we take and focus on the primary market where the kids buy the shoes initially and how they choose to use them, whether they use them as an investment vehicle, as was just referenced, or they put them on their feet and wear them. Again, that is a consumer's choice, but we believe that the strong sneaker ecosystem, it will continue to fuel the aftermarket and the secondary market and the investment thought around sneakers and apparel pieces.
You also just made a couple of big acquisitions, footwear chains in North America, Asia Pacific. You mentioned supply chain issues, though. Curious what you're seeing there and how you expect that to play out, how long you expect supply chain issues to last.
Well, we've been battling supply chain issues all through COVID, right? And our team has done a great job of maneuvering around it. The ports have slowed down a bit on the West Coast. We know that. We're working hard to get things to the port quicker and from the port to our stores as fast as we can, or to our warehouse for our digital sales. The lockdown in Vietnam will impact a lot of our suppliers. We're working with them to understand what the flow of goods will be. And, again, it's just the gift of COVID that keeps giving, and we will continue to figure out how to maneuver around it.